Have you ever struggled to stay true to your creative vision in the face of pressure or competition? Well, today I have two guests who have navigated this challenge. First up, Jenny Ambrose is an award-winning designer who transforms brand messaging through emotional intelligence. And on the next level stage, we have Bronwyn. She is an acclaimed contemporary country singer-songwriter who connects deeply with crowds through her songwriting. Get ready to express yourself. All this and more coming up for you on the Business Breakout.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes. And you can rock and roll with an attitude.
So good, just the way you like it. Yes, hey, maintaining your authenticity as a creative in a competitive landscape is certainly a challenge, but it is so important to not lose yourself in the process. And before I lose myself, if this is your first time here, then hey there, I'm Ella Glasgow, your host and the Director of Funability at Beyond Virtual Events, where we help businesses large and small create impactful virtual experiences. And this just so happens to be the virtual event that we produce live inside of Zoom on the first and third Wednesday of every month. Say, hey, everybody. I am not here alone. Both our guests and our Zoom attendees are making great connections. And speaking of connections, did you know a great place to make connections is my favorite platform, LinkedIn? But there is definitely a right and a wrong way to make those connections happen. And today's LinkedIn expert is going to tell us how we can do that without feeling awkward on these LinkedIn streets.
Hello, my name is Andy, and here's my LinkedIn tip. LinkedIn is a give-to-get platform. In order for you to get what you want, you need to give what others want. For example, if you want someone to visit your profile page, you should visit their profile page. If you want to get engagement on your content, you need to engage on other people's content. Those are just two examples of giving to get, but there are many more. Have a reciprocal mindset to succeed on LinkedIn.
Yes, thank you so much for that reminder, Andy, that a reciprocal mindset is so important to give to be able to get. It is incredibly important. And when it comes to connecting with others, that is something that translates far beyond just social media. And our next guest really has an understanding of this. Her name, again, is Jenny Ambrose, and she is a design scientist. She's an award-winning designer who has crafted for brands for major companies like Old Navy and Disney by focusing on creating authentic connections. And she believes in the power of design as a language to build understanding. And she's joining me today to reveal her secrets to a meaningful brand, building bridges with emotional intelligence and creative solutions. Please welcome Jenny Ambrose.
Hey, it's so great to be here. Thank you.
How are you doing, my friend?
You know, life is good and things are busy. It's been a really bubbly couple of days this week.
Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah.
I totally get that. Look, well, I know that you are on a mission to get some things done when it comes to branding and companies in general. And if you're okay with it, I'm going to dive right in. Is that all right?
Bring it, please.
I know that you've been working on really big projects, specifically to help brands really find a deeper understanding of the meanings of their messages. And
yes.
I want to ask you, when it comes to helping businesses to really understand those deeper meanings, what is the biggest challenge that you have in staying true to your creative vision when you're working with businesses on their brand?
Well, I mean, my creative vision is in helping the business and the brand find their voice, their message, their vision. When I'm in that space, my creative vision is not for me. That's what creative work is for on my own time.
Right. And I think that's important for people to understand that just because they have Jenny Ambrose coming in to work on their brand doesn't mean that what it's going to look like for them is what brand looks like on Jenny's website, right?
A
Because you
thousand
have your
percent.
own brand, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
how do you then help a business that maybe they've been doing some stuff and they've been putting things together, but they don't necessarily have the strategy in place to be able to really bring that message to the forefront in a way that helps and connects with their audience in the best way possible? How do you help them to do that?
Well, I've got a lot of, after doing this for like 17 years, you get a lot of tips and tricks. The ultimate goal is to define how you want to be felt, seen, and experienced, and how you want your customers and clients to feel and experience your work, your products, your brand. Everything is a translation device targeted to that goal. What it looks like, what it sounds like, how you show up on social media, what content you produce on social media. All of it is created to communicate a specific feeling and emotion attached to your business.
Right. So, okay, the biggest thing that I'm hearing is the feeling.
Yep.
And I mean, I've been reading a lot of Neville Goddard lately, so the feeling is the secret.
And it's
And
what we take for granted. It's what we completely take for granted because in business, professional, cold, yes, great. But also when you are creating messaging, when you are creating a commercial, feelings. It's not cold, commercial when Publix tries and sells you a Thanksgiving dinner. It's warm and holiday and connection and nostalgia. When Gain tries to sell you laundry detergent, it's fantasy and vacation.
yes, do you feel like, okay, with what you're saying right now, can you give us an example of brand messaging that has gone wrong and maybe something that you've worked on with a particular client that their messaging wasn't quite coming across and creating that emotion that they were trying to connect with, and then here came Jenny.
Well, I would have loved to work on this. I did not, but I don't know if you remember the Pepsi commercial with one of the Jenners, and they reappropriated Black Lives Matter, and it was like awful, awful. They did not read the room.
Oh
They
my
didn't.
goodness.
And that's just one example of why this sort of thing is so needed. Because, yes, you will make a difference. I worked with Subway, and their brand message goalpost is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So whenever you see Subway on social media or you watch commercial, you just need to picture Dwayne The Rock Johnson reading you that script. That's just how they craft the copy. And you make a difference, and you can also save a ton of money with this approach. Ton of money, ton of PR. Like, if that's what we need to focus on, fine, great.
Yeah. So you mentioned them with Subway having Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Is
Yeah.
that particular messaging was one that you helped them to create, or something that they
No,
had the
that's
idea and you worked
messaging
around
that
it?
I created within um, because that's in their brand guidelines. They like the player coach enthusiasm, kind of snarky, but still positive, friendly framing. And that's when you work with a company, that's usually what you get is like here's our tone, here are words we use, here are phrases we do not use. Like the cotton industry would never be like, yo, bruv, what's up? Like it would never, ever happen. Could if they were Skittles, but they're not. They're the cotton industry.
Right.
And that's the ability to work within a voice.
Right. So tell me what is it that you need when a business comes to you and you're wanting to help them craft that message that creates that emotional connection to their audience. What are you trying to get from them beyond the words? What do you need from them?
What they need, seriously, and I'm going to be I'm old, a broken record. How do you want people to feel? Because we're human beings and we learned this naturally through growing up, we didn't think, oh, I want people to feel XYZ around me. You craft your personality and bloop, out it shows up. When we have a business, we don't know how to translate that because the business isn't growing up. We have to like press a button and it's 19 or it's 45 or it's 67. And we have to craft this persona. So what are the personas? What's that Venn diagram for you? For Puree Fantastico, it's for real. P.T. Barnum and the Muppets, read you Wikipedia, presented by RuPaul.
I love that so much. Okay. So looking at your brand, I can see the Muppets. And now I understand the RuPaul. It all comes together.
And the P.T. Barnum is the fullness,
And
the absolute full circusness of everything I offer.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So, I wish that I could be here all day with everybody that I get to bring onto this show. But I want to ask you, and as briefly as you can, because I'm asking this knowing that this is a deep question, because I know you've been working on this for at least the last 2 years that I've known you.
If it's what I think you're asking about, I've been working on it since 2008.
You see? So
she dedicated, everyone. She dedicated.
So let me not be cryptic. What am I talking about? So there's a project that you've been working on, Jenny, that has been a way for you've been creating it for clients to really kind of see the bigger picture through your eyes, really, and really understand your process, because there's a particular process that you have to help really distill a brand down to its emotional core. In the little bit of time that we have left, can you tell us briefly about it, and then let us know how people can get in contact with you to help them with their brand?
Let's see. I feel like the answer is yes. Okay, so what I essentially did was take my process, which it's a design scientist thing, where I break down an image or phrasing or tone or structure, and I say, here's what's being communicated, here's how. I made software that allows you to input social media, video, images, text, and say, here's what's being communicated, here's how. Close to what you want, yay, nay. If close, then you have a security and a certainty. If nay, then I can give you exact suggestions as to how to get to what you want. It's just a way for me to show people the way that design could be handled without being bitter, a lecturer, any of that. So the ways we can work together are, I do working consultations. So if you're a small business, independent business, and you want this sort of thing, we get on a call, I record it. It's either 3 60-minute or 2 90-minute sessions, and we solve it. I've named therapist businesses, brand doggy daycares. I mean, name it, I can do it. And we can do it together on the spot.
Yes.
Or individual projects.
You have worked the gamut when it comes to branding, from large companies, like we said, with Pepsi, down to small books, which I'm thinking of a book that you have on Amazon right now that you did the cover for, which that's
the children's book.
The children's
book. So
gorgeous.
I am a polymath. I do branding, copywriting, strategy, website design, and illustration. And those are all the things I love to do, not all the things I can do. And I have worked with every single market, industry, and style, save for the Republican Party, tobacco, and firearms.
Well, there you go. There you go. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Jenny. I'm so appreciative of you and having my audience be able to learn more about you and what it is that you do. And like I said, you can connect with Jenny. All the information to connect with our guest today will be going into the description after we're done with this live stream. And if you want to know where Jenny is right now, I know she's on LinkedIn. Get there.
I sure am.
Connect with her. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
My next guest is an acclaimed contemporary country singer-songwriter who's been wowing crowds globally, and her chart-topping music and standout vocals have seen her perform at prestigious festivals like Tamworth Country Music Fest and take home gold medals for her singing. Let's take a look and a listen on the Next Level stage.
Am I crazy, stupid, maybe, or somewhere in between? Didn't take me long to jump, could be a while till I found my feet. No amount of warning lights could stop me in my tracks. I may not know a lot, but I know there's no way I'm going back. I've got my lucky pennies, a metaphor for nearest wishing well. Either way, I know it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I don't know what I'm doing, but who really knows what they're doing? I'm all in, I'm all in. Wish me luck. Wish me luck.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am really looking forward to learning how she found her unique voice. And I can't wait for you guys to hear her speak because you're not ready. I didn't say where she was from yet. Oh my God. We're going to let people guess. We're going to let people guess in the comments where she's from. Here in Zoom, people are like, oh my God, I love this song. Please welcome Bronwyn Halley. Bronwyn! And I totally said your last name. I know you don't go by your last name. I said it.
That's all good.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I am so well. I'm going to give you time to speak so that people can kind of figure out where you're from. And since you've been around the world, it may be more challenging for them to know. But Bronwyn, I am so curious to know about how you got your start, because I just found out you didn't tell me you're in a book. I think you just completed this book. Did this book just happen? Like, I'm looking right now. It's called where is my Kindle? It is called, I'm looking at Bronwyn finding my voice, Sacred Silver Linings. And it is a collaboration book, and I know that your story is a pretty deep one, but can you tell us how you got started in music?
I started playing the recorder actually when I was 4 years old, and then I did that for a couple of years, and then I did a year of the trumpet, saxophone, piano. I feel like there were more, and then when I was about 11, I started to sing, and that was when I knew just focus on the singing. That was all I wanted.
The recorder. I feel like we all started with the recorder, but all of us didn't go as far as you did, Bronwyn.
Yeah.
A lot of us stopped at the recorder and hot cross buns.
I just loved music. I loved creating anything, really.
Yeah. So when it comes to what it is that you're doing with music, because you've built up this confidence on stage, and you've got a story that you have told through your music, because I would love to know that, the line, I'll be just fine, I'll be just fine. Can you talk with us about where that came from and how that song came to be?
Yeah, that song in particular, I was working and hated it at the time. This was like 2017, I think. And I had a time frame that I wanted to just go out on tour just around New Zealand. And I kept putting off, booking the tour, booking any gigs. It was just all overwhelming. And I just sat down one night and that song kind of just fell out. And then I was like, okay, cool. And just went and booked a whole bunch of gigs, handed in my notice at work. And I sang and couch surfed around the country for, I think, about 3 months. It was
Wait
great.
a minute. Did you all just hear what she just said? She said, I was feeling a certain kind of way. The song just fell out, and then I quit my job. Boom. There you go. What? I love that, because when it comes to Timothy here inside of Zoom said, wow, incredible. When it comes to being a musician and being a creative, we face a lot of rejection. And the fact that you, at least from what you just told us right now, you just kind of went out and booked a bunch of gigs. But I know that there was probably some rejection in that. So how did you stay motivated to go and get all of those gigs and perform all of that in 3 months?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, it definitely comes in waves. There's times where, the rejection, or just not even rejection, just not making the progress that I want to be, definitely gets to me, and I sort of take a minute, step back, and then wait until I feel motivated again, go do something else crazy.
Yeah, I totally get that, because I I know that for me, the confidence, like you said, it comes and goes in waves. Sometimes you're just like, yes, I can conquer the world.
Pretty much.
And then other days are like, I don't know if the world even wants me.
Yeah.
So I told
Definitely like that.
so with that, with those ebbs and flows of emotions, what do you do for yourself to bring yourself back to the other side? Because yes, we do have our lows, but how do you bring yourself back up again so that you can get out and do what it is that you need to do?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of therapy lately, like breath work, just to sort of work through the limiting beliefs that I've picked up along the way. And yeah, I don't know, just keep putting myself out there. And, it just takes, there was a venue here the other day that I went there and they were playing my music. So just small things like that just really help pick me up.
Like, did you know that they were playing your music, or did you just walk in and you heard your song?
I just walked in and heard my song. Yeah,
That's
it was cool.
incredible. That's awesome. And okay,
Yeah.
I said for you guys to figure out where Bronwyn is from, because where she's from is not where she's currently living. So, which is why that's also doubly cool that she heard her song in a random place.
Definitely.
So I need you to let me know, where do you think she's from? Just pop it, go ahead and put it in the chat and let me know where you think she's from. Obviously, I know where she's from. And Bronwyn, I didn't tell you when you first got in here, I have been to the place that you're from. And if I remember
cool.
correctly,
Not
Paul says the UK. We're going to keep going. If I remember correctly, this particular place has, wait a minute, I may be getting it mixed up with another. No, there's a big Scottish population where
There's a lot of Scottish history there.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Scottish history there. Okay, I was getting it mixed up with another place that has a lot of hot springs. Starts with a T, but starts with a T and not Tasmania, around where you're from, even though Tasmania is. I'm not gonna say it. Okay, so, but no, where you're from, I was there in 20 something or another. And the reason why I remember the Scottish element is because there was a store that had these different Scottish things going on, and they let me know my colors because my last name is Glasgow. And
Right. Yeah.
so, so that was a pretty cool place to go and visit. Okay, we've got UK. Eden Eden out in LinkedIn is saying Wales is where she thinks you're from.
That's where the name is from. So that's a good guess, but it's not quite.
Yeah, not quite. They're inching. It's. I'll give you this hint before I let her say where she's from. No matter where you think it is, it's always going to be farther and take you longer to get there. Lord Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
From wherever in the world you are.
I went home a few months ago and it took 36 hours to get back.
Oh my God. Especially from where you are. Because you're in Mexico now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Up.
Almost.
Paula's so close. Okay, Bronwyn, tell us, where are you from?
New Zealand. There we go.
Got it. Yes. I love that place. The people in New Zealand are such lovely people, and Dunedin is such a lovely place. I swear, my sister and I decided that no matter where you go in New Zealand, and I feel like Dunedin especially, like everyone is just so friendly. And they're just like, can I help you? Like, where do you need to? Yes, come on, I'll take you there. Let's go.
We definitely try to be like that. So I'm glad you had a good experience.
Yeah, we definitely did. Oh my goodness. Bronwyn, where can everyone find your music? Because as Timothy said here in Zoom, that song, he loves it. I know he wants to know where he can get it. So where can we find your music and where can we find you?
Yeah, so it's on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iTunes. Just look up Bronwyn. There's a couple of us now, so look up Bronwyn and wish me luck is probably the easiest way to find it, or just through my website, which is simplybronwyn.com.
Well, now that makes sense why your website is simply Bronwyn, because
Yeah.
there's more than one Bronwyn.
Yeah, and when I had my surname, because I did use it for a while, people thought my surname was my first name, and then they couldn't pronounce either name, and it was just such a hassle. So,
Oh
yeah,
man.
simply Bronwyn.
I love the stories of how we find our website names and find the names of all the things. So I'm glad that we have you, simply Bronwyn. Thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
here with us today. And I thank you all so much for being with us live and participating with us both here inside Zoom and there out in the stream. And if you're watching on the replay, then for sure, let us know what you found the most intriguing. Like I said, you can find the information for both of our guests. Once the show is done, I'll come in and do all the editing of the description so you know how to get directly to them specifically. But before we go, I want you to see them one last time. Hey Jenny, hey Bronwyn. And Jenny and Bronwyn, I want you to be thinking about this. Jenny, I'm going to ask you first before we go. If there's one thing that you want to leave our audience with, what's the one thing that you wish that they would know from you today?
Love yourself and love yourself some more. It is the most powerful thing you could do as a business owner and as a
Oh,
person.
oh, love yourself and love yourself some more is the most powerful thing that you can do as a business person.
No.
Think on that. Think on that. And Bronwyn, what's the one thing that you'd love to leave our guests with, our audience with today?
Oh gosh. Probably if there's something that you want to do, just go out and do it. Don't let anyone hold you back.
I love that. Do not let anybody hold you back. Don't let anybody hold you back from being you. Don't let anybody hold you back from being your great, great self. Remember that everything that you do can definitely go far beyond. It has been a wonderful time being with you today. I cannot wait to see you the next time. Thank you for being here with us live and in the replay. We'll catch you in the next production.